This week I made around $15,000. Profit was 10k minus 2k, which was the commission, and then they expect to pass it in one day, so entered there. Price came lower. I always look only for 2 setups every single day. 8.4k profit. Hello everyone, Andrew here from tradingnfx.com with a new YouTube video. As I said in the previous one, I want to start posting more often on this YouTube channel because I've had a lot of support on Twitter, especially with the latest information that I put out, with the latest results that I've been showing every single week. I want to continue posting on this YouTube to give free information, to give you breakdowns and inside information on how I think every single day while I'm trading the markets. This week, for example, for me, it was a pretty profitable, not that good, but I'm gonna get into it a little bit down in the video. To start off, this week I made around $15,000 on my funded accounts. I'm currently funded with over $2 million in prop firm capital. I know there's a lot of traders who trade that amount of capital, and my profit target is around 2 to 3% every single month on all the accounts. My system is just to trade one account at a time, bring it to 1 to 3% profit, and then move on to the next one in order to secure as many withdrawals as possible. Now this week I've traded mainly on the my funded FX account, which, as you see here, I'm gonna select the dates. So this week profit was 10k minus 2k, which was the commission, and also I had a 5k withdrawal, as you can see down there. So 5k withdrawal was from 2 weeks ago. I made profit, waited for the withdrawal, got paid out, then started trading again, made around 10k, 10.5k minus 2k commission. The commission is so big because I've used quite a lot of lots. I've gotten a lot of break-evens just because the market was not moving that great, but we'll get into that later. So my total profit is, the account is sitting at around 8.4k profit, which I'm gonna withdraw next week. So again, the secret to trading prop firm accounts is to secure payouts as often as you can. Trade the account. Once you reach a certain profit target, you just keep the account until the withdrawal, withdraw the money, and then you start over again. The other account I traded this week was my the funded trader account, which, as you can see, same as my funded FX, I had a withdrawal of 5k, and then I took 2 more trades, which brought me around 2k profit. This is the same account, as you can see on the month. Profit is around 13k, withdrawal 18k. So the reason for this account, I've only traded, made around 2k profit. Probably not gonna trade on it, to be honest, just gonna wait for the withdrawal because I have other accounts to trade on, so I'm gonna start building those up. But again, profit is profit, especially after how tough this week was. And that was just from all the communities I manage and from Twitter, what I saw was that this week was really tough on a lot of traders. A lot of good traders actually ended up either break even or at a small loss, which happens to all of us. I'm not gonna lie, it's something that happens. I am lucky, and I was lucky to finish the week profitable. I had some success with a EURUSD trade that I traded just before CPI news, which was actually a signal sent to the private Discord community. We're gonna break down that trade, how I called it just before the news, and it ran for about 50-60 pips with the 10 pip stop loss, around 5-6 R, which did bring me most of those profits. Now I want to talk about news and weeks like this where there's a lot of news. So this week we had CPI, PPI, GBP, interest rates, so it was a lot of volatility overall. Everyone thought at the beginning of the week that dollar was gonna dump and take out those equal lows, which, as you probably saw, it completely did the opposite. So dollar did come back to the equal lows, established new equal lows, and then went off to run the high. And as you can see probably in the background, dollar is still running up. So the week ended heavily bearish for EURUSD and GBP/USD, which a lot of traders were not expecting. I was not expecting it. I've been buying EU and GU the whole week. I was lucky enough to catch the perfect retracement because I am trading based on a certain data that I've acquired during the last few years, so I know when to trade and how to trade, and that brings me profitability because I only trade when there's liquidity in the market. If you wanna learn more about how I trade, you can go over on tradingnfx.com/join. You can book a call with one of my team members so he can give you all the details. The course is being currently worked on, so the course is gonna be available within a month, and then we're gonna start the mentorship from there. So it's not gonna be just a course which you buy and never hear from me again. It's gonna be a full-on mentorship that only objective is to get you from $0 to getting 6 figures in funding. So I'm gonna help every single one of you who joins the mentorship reach that 6-figure funded trader. As I said, I am currently trading over $2 million in funded capital. It was not easy to get here, but I've learned the secret to pass challenges and also keep the funded accounts and withdraw them and create a system that works very well for me, which brings me a really good profit every single month. Now, just want to talk a bit more about social media and especially Twitter, because Forex trading has been popping up quite a bit on Twitter. Even my tweets have been reaching a lot of people. So prop firms, nowadays 2023 is the year of prop firms. My funded FX, which launched in January, is on the road to become the biggest one. I'm really happy for them. As I said, I'm currently max funded with them, so it's really a nice company to trade on. But just want to talk about the expectations of challenges, because a lot of people jump into challenges and expect to immediately pass them because there's no time limit, so we can pass in one day. My account was passed in one day, so I passed phase 1 during London and then phase 2 during New York. So but I'm just at a different level and I know how to trade with bigger risk, so I can risk more. But most traders who want to start trading, they don't have a lot of capital, so they want to join a prop firm. So for that reason, they usually go for the lower accounts, like 5k 10k accounts, and then they expect to pass it in one day and then make 20-30% in a single month in order to make some money. Because if you're trading a 10k account, if you make 3% on that, it's $300 minus the profit split. It ends up at about $240 for maybe a week of work and stress and trading the account. But you all got to start somewhere, so please do not rush the process. Take it easy, start from small. As I started, my start was a bit different. Back then there wasn't any challenges, so once FTOMA came in, I just straight up jump on the 100k accounts. I blew a lot of them and then I took a step back and then I started building from there. It's not good to jump to the highest account because you're not ready for it. So start small, build yourself up, start learning how to manage your emotions, because trading, everyone wants to be successful in trading, but in order to be successful in trading, you need to be successful in your day-to-day life. You need to be a successful person. You need to think like a successful person. You need to have a good mindset, a profitable mindset, and need to think ahead in the future. So that's why the most successful traders, they all say the same thing. Mindset and psychology are the two most important things, and that's true, because without them you can have the best trading system, you're not going to be profitable because you are not ready here in your mind to trade and make money. So that is why, again, for my mentorship, my first chapter in the course and on our journey is going to be psychology. So you're not going to learn anything about how I trade until you are ready to understand and ready to start making money. Psychology is the first step to success, and no other trading mentors or gurus, they never focus on psychology, they leave it at last. That is why most of their students always fail. But for my program, that's going to be different. Psychology is going to be the #1 priority, and then we start building from there and learn the strategy, the concepts, put them all together and start making money. The last few years of my trading journey has managed me to create, as I said, a basic set of rules and to always simplify my trading. So for me, I always look only for 2 setups every single day, because only 2 setups happen every single day. Most people look every single hour during the trading day and they end up over trading because they see price moving up, they see price moving down, and they try to catch the buys, the sells, the buys, the sells. For my system, I only focus on 1 setup every session. So 1 setup for London session, 1 setup for New York session, and that's it. And that way I managed to become a profitable trader, $2 million in funded capital. It helped me to become financially free and have all the freedom I want, because I can go travel anywhere, can make money from my laptop, and the best thing is I can inspire other traders and I can teach them how they can acquire this skill, how they can understand trading, and how can they become a better person and use this skill to make lots of money. So let's jump on the charts to do a quick breakdown on the EURUSD trade, and I'll see you guys after. Alright, so now that we're on the charts, just want to break down EURUSD, the buy that I called in the Discord premium channel. You can see it here on the screen. I called 2 EURUSD buys just before CPI. One was break even, and then the next one had a better entry, and we ended up closing 50% at around 4R. So not that good, but it was a good trade. It was a fast trade, and it was the only clean trade that we had. So let's go over it right now. To start off, 4-hour was pretty bullish. We established equal highs just below the 1.11 level. I was expecting that level to get out, so that is why I kept longing and buying USD all week, and I missed the bigger picture and I missed the 4-hour, which after this rejection here, I would have known that price was gonna dump. I got stuck on the bullish bias, except that, and it has been a difficult week for a lot of traders. I know most of the good traders ended up in a little bit of profit or break even or maybe just a minor loss. I am fortunate enough to have ended the week profitable, so I thank God for that. Let's go over the trade now. 15 minutes, the idea behind it. Price came into that 4-hour low, gave a nice reaction, just before market close. Then Asia session came in and you see price had a huge spike down just into this level and then went up. I waited for Frankfurt and London Open. We had a big small push and then price started dropping just before news, and I was creating liquidity just above Asia low. Now I use Asia highs and lows as a main confluence for my trade. I really like that as a point of liquidity. When liquidity gets taken from those Asia highs or lows, then what happens usually is we get a nice reaction. So this is what happened here. Price created liquidity just before news. You can see if we mark the low here, we're approaching news, and usually I watch the 5 minute, 1 minute time frame in order to take entries. 5 minute did came here, took out the Asia low, then gave a nice reaction. He did react from minute candle here and then started going down, but I wanted to try a buy. So my first trade was called at 2 p.m. and 16 minutes. So 473 was around here. After we took out Asia low and we had a nice reaction, this was a nice reaction. This is what I like to see. A huge bullish candle, and then price came immediately down. So this is the point where I did call the first trade at around 473 with a 10 pip stop loss. Now I usually don't use stop losses that big, but because news were coming, spreads were getting bigger, and also there was a possibility that price was gonna go lower. You see, if we kept the initial stop loss, then price would have been in profit. But I decided to go break even because we had a bullish reaction. We broke structure on the 1 minute, and then after I saw we reacted from the 5 minute candle, price started going down. So that's when I placed break even. Entry was stopped break even, and I kept watching to get closer to news. So getting closer to news, price reacted again from this here, and this is the time I called another entry when price was going down, so around here for 70. Now I could have waited just literally 2 more minutes, but I didn't want to miss out because it ticked every box of my trade confluences, even if it was before news. As I said, because it was before news, I used a low risk. If it wasn't news, then most likely I would have used a 1% risk, but I just used around, I think, 0.5% risk, something like that. So entered there, price came lower, exactly into the extreme zone here. Now this is the point where I was writing another entry, so I wanted to give another entry here just before news, having a tighter stop loss below this low because the low has been established and the news were coming in. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to type it out because I entered another trade myself on another account. So news came in, CPI, and price just blew bullish. Now, because the whole week has been weird and price was pumping, dumping, pumping, dumping without having a clear direction, I decided to just secure 50% at 4 hour. So that was a 2 hour gain. Now, my mistake was we should have just closed the trade in full, but I was still hoping because it wasn't a clear decision that price was gonna head to 1.11. So that is my mistake. I thought we are still bullish and we will continue bullish, but as you probably know, price just started dropping for the remaining of the week and it's still dropping towards this low. Now we are bearish. It was a nice trade, a quick trade, profitable trade. I've been stuck buying EURUSD all week long, made some profits, but mostly break-evens. I'm not proud of the week. A lot of break-evens that I could have avoided. And as you can see, price did drop towards this 4 hour low here. Now, probably next week, we're going to have a small reaction and then price will continue to go lower towards the 1.07 level here, where I hope we're gonna line bullish and we can take more buys. About it for the breakdown. Risky trade, as I said, don't trade news. It was a setup that I would have taken anytime. So just because there were news and price drop, especially when price is dropping or bumping right before news, that's a good sign that price with news is probably going to reverse. That's just from my data and what I analyzed during my years of trading. So if you see something like that, usually it means that price wants to reverse in the opposite direction. So that was another confluence. Executed the trade, made 15K this week, happy with it, getting ready for next week. So if you want to stay ahead of the charts, don't forget to join the free Discord or just the paid Discord to get my daily analysis. I post 2 times every day with my bias for the day and quick 5-minute videos explaining what I want to see. So I hope you enjoyed the breakdown. As I said, it was a bit of a risky trade, and that is why I always manage risk. I never risk full percentages on trades like that because it's news, so you never know. You can predict what happens, but you can never know which way price wants to go. You can get slipped, you can lose your account. Most people, when they trade news, they risk 2-3%, they over leverage, and then they end up blowing their account, and they blame the broker, they blame slippage, they blame everything like that, but they do not blame themselves. So I always know how to manage risk. I always know when to risk and how much to risk when I want to risk, and that way I can stay consistent and I can stay profitable. So saying that, don't forget to join the free Discord. The link is in the description. Also go over on tradingnfx.com in order to get the free ebook, the free trading ebook. If you don't have any experience, that ebook is going to help you start your trading journey. And then you're also going to get the Discord link in the description. Hope this video was helpful for you, and I'll see you in the next one.